You seriously gonna eat crackers? Actually,
I'm literally just gonna finish this one packet and then
at least do an ASMR.
I'm quite excited to listen to that.
I would be lying if I said I wasn't either.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Houghton's podcast.
No idea what episode this one is.
I think it might be 10. I think we've done 9.
We
were doing it every
have
Friday.
seen a 9th.
Yeah, 9th was meeting Stormzy, I think. So, I think this is 10th.
I don't know why we sort of stopped. We didn't really talk about it. We just suddenly stopped doing them.
Yeah. Although I'm happy.
No. One or the other. Don't talk.
Although I'm quite happy to kickstart at least for an episode today. Quite keen for it.
I've always said it. I actually really like doing podcasts.
I think we watched podcasts ourselves the other day, didn't we? We watched the Tiny Meat Gang podcast with Noel Miller and Cody Ko, and they spoke about Love Island. So we thought, completely unrelated, we might do a podcast, and we might happen to talk about Love Island in it.
Yeah, they had some really good.
They had some jokes.
They made some good jokes as well.
Which did you write any down?
Yeah, I wrote them down.
Yeah, so we were looking forward to talking about that in today's podcast. Other than that, we've got nothing planned, do we?
No, we thought because normally podcasts, other than that Love Island one, which was very topical. I feel like podcasts, they sort of have a guest on, they just chit chat, don't they? It's not like they have a game to play or something.
Yeah. Well, I was going, for those of you...
Yeah, one or the other, buddy, because it is disgusting otherwise. I also would have moved it away when you get into the sloppy bit.
For those of you who are new here, Oscar and I, we have podcasted before, but we're not very good at it, so we don't really know what's happening. But also, the hardest thing about me and Oscar podcasting together is that we know absolutely everything about each other's life. And I was talking to Oscar this morning, I was like, what can we do? I think back on like Joe Rogan's podcast or something, and he has someone on, or he or them start telling a story about something that happened to them last week or some experience they had.
I think where you're going is like something that we maybe introduce later as like a backup. I think we just
no, I'm not. It was just chit chat. So what I'm saying is, Oscar can't tell me a story because I already know it, and I can't tell Oscar a story because he already knows it.
Probably.
So if we want to do,
I would say you're more secretive than I am.
If we want to do a story time, there's a lot I don't know about you actually.
I concur. Is that the word?
Mate, literally, do you want to go there?
Huh?
So unless we just sit here and talk to you about
what do you
stories,
do you want to go there?
I don't know anything. Like you, I don't know. Who's that Snapchatting you right now? Who are you chatting to on Instagram at the moment? Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that you wouldn't want me to.
This is from a guy called James Music who messaged our joint account.
That's Jamie.
Huh?
That's Jamie from my old class.
Oh, is it?
I presume so.
So it's just someone asking what camera we use. So that's how interesting my life is.
Okay, sure.
If you were wanting to be the person who was read out, then you see that wobble. If you wanted to be the person,
it's because my fucking leg's on it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to reply to him now because I've opened it.
If you want to be the person that gets read out, DM me, talk to me.
Is it 6,300?
Yeah, I think so. My DMs are open.
One of them. You're a slut, mate. Anyway.
Are you seriously gonna say that word on this podcast, buddy? Are you seriously?
Be a slut?
What?
It's not offensive. You can be a slut. You can be a slut.
I'm not gonna get into it because someone commented I was not here to hear you argue for 15 minutes. But
you're getting touchy because you can be a slut. You can be a slut and it'd be non-offensive.
No. Well, you just shouted, "You're a slut, Oscar."
Yeah, because you went, if you want to be the one, you can just...
so it's a bad thing, is it?
It's not a bad thing, Oscar. I didn't use it as an insult. You're taking it as an insult.
No, buddy.
You're getting on the defense,
I'm not going in on this, but just know that, okay?
No. Oh, fuck's sake, mate. No. You're getting touchy over this.
I'm not taking it any further.
Seriously, you're a slut, and that doesn't have to be an insult.
From Luca, from all those comments, Luca's so woke.
Oscar, being a slut doesn't have to be an insult.
You would
I
throwing shade at me for that.
I said, because, Oscar, the amount of people that you chat to at the moment, I said, you're a slut. That's...
I literally probably talked to 3 people.
Okay, mate.
1 regular person.
Who's that?
I'm not saying who that is.
Do I count as one?
No, you don't, mate.
Right, okay, so there's more than 3 then.
You don't reply to my Snapchats in the morning.
Do you want any of that Pepsi Max? I can't believe I drank a litre of it.
Well, you
whilst
haven't.
playing the Xbox. Well, it's 2 litres.
Okay, fair.
I drank half of it in like an hour the other night.
You're really trying to scatter along from shouting out, from slut
Oh
shaming.
my god! If you want to keep
keep
talking about it, I can go into it, mate. I
Buddy,
promise you, it's not shaming you. I'm
all I
just
wanna
saying
know
it was objective, mate. A slut is an objective definition in the dictionary. Does it not? Does it not? Does it not?
even if there was one, it probably isn't someone who asks people to DM them. So,
All right.
so
Anyway, let's move on.
know your facts before you come at me, bro.
So yeah, we struggle with, well, we just basically can't tell stories on here, basically. So, do you want to talk about Love Island then?
Well, my issue now is, are we going to be able to get through talking about
Oh
Love
my
Island
God.
without Lucas slut shaming anyone?
Oscar,
That's
mate,
what I'm panicked about, and it's definitely a touchy subject. And
bored. Oscar, I'm bored of that. I'm bored of
Oh
that.
yeah, oh yeah.
That's not.
That's
That's
interesting.
no, it's not interesting because you're being an idiot about it.
No, buddy, this is exactly
No,
the same.
It's
This
not.
is exactly the same.
It's
But
not
okay,
the same as
okay,
calling
okay,
a
what
girl
we're gonna do-
skirt.
What we're gonna do? Pick up the rug, brush it.
Fuck off, mate. Let's just get
good
on with
brush,
it.
Good brush. Okay, now welcome back to the podcast. So people keep asking about trying to get this on Spotify, and I promise you, we're working on it.
Are you?
I promise you, it is in our heads to start working on it. That ain't a lie.
That isn't a lie.
We definitely want to get it on Spotify, but it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's easy, but it sounds like it's going to be a hard task, doesn't it?
No, not at all.
What you think? You think just
Someone's
putting
literally said all you have to do is make an account and then upload the file, and it's even easier because we've already got all of it. We just need to drag it in. I don't think you even have to write anything about it if you don't want to. Just give it a title.
Was that something that people would be interested in? Spotify.
I think quite a few people have already asked for it. So yeah, you're sort of asking.
Or what you could just do is subscribe to YouTube Premium, because that looks like a good thing, and then you can just play that in the car. Because I suppose Spotify is, because YouTube, you can't have your phone running, can you, when it's off or something?
Yeah.
But you can with YouTube Premium. So subscribe today. Use code VICSTAR in the store. Let's get into it.
You've said let's get into it plenty of times. I thought literally the second we click record, we're in it. It's a podcast. There's no.
That is the beauty of it.
Well, yeah. So you sort of said let's get into the video twice, and then it almost kills the flow.
Well, you're
'cause I
allowed
don't know
to-
what comes next.
You're
I think-
allowed to do that in podcasts.
I know you could, but what I'm saying is, should we avoid it?
Well, how about we just stop this arguing and let's get into it. So, Luca, Love Island's on at the moment then, started.
Yeah,
Day
seriously,
3,
let's
isn't
talk
it? Day 3? It's the 4th
Day
day,
four.
actually.
Day four
So we
today.
haven't seen it, but it is.
No,
they're
I'm
in
looking
the
forward to
bit.
it. Surely we don't have to explain Love Island.
Literally do it in 30 seconds, just in case. Not even 30 seconds.
On
you
the
can do
off
it
chance that you don't know.
yeah,
Love
you can do it in
Island,
20
because it is no. There's Love Island Australia, Love Island US, and Love Island UK. Everyone knows it.
literally for the off chance. You can do it in 20
The
seconds.
off chance, a group of females and males go into a villa, locked off from the outside world, and they have to form relationships.
Yeah, mini games, etc. It's
Unnecessary detail, but yeah.
I just want to paint the picture. It's not just like they want to try and get in a relationship. There's a heavy influence on it being sexual.
If you're not in a relationship, you're booted out basically as well.
And it is.
it's not sexual actually.
Well, like the horny devil game where
Yeah.
you're just having to kiss people and stuff. It pushes
There
people
are-
out of like their comfort zones, and it's sometimes quite an awkward watch.
Anyway, so it's what I don't know. I think it's the 7th season now. Although I literally only ever watched the first season I watched, which I think was season 2. I was invested completely, and then I watched
Tom Powell.
and then I watched the next season. Liked it quite a bit, not as much.
Is that
and
the
then
one with Megan Barton Hansen?
Kem, I think, was it not Kem after
And then Megan Barton Hansen.
Tom Powell, Kem, and then it was like Jack and Danny.
Oh yeah, so
maybe
I
I've
was
watched
invested
3.
in like 3 of them.
I was
at
invested
least.
in one of them because we were on rugby tour or something, and we watched like the first half and then didn't. I don't know. And then I haven't watched it for the past.
Stopped at Castle Moore
Yeah.
at some point.
Then didn't watch the past like 2 seasons, and I thought got nothing on at the moment, so let's give it a go. And I'm telling you one thing, I'm not enjoying it as much as I used to.
You did say like the one good thing to come out of it was there's one of the girls has an OnlyFans.
Okay, good joke.
Don't call her a slut.
Huh? The thing about it though, mate. It's not even that like you've got me. I'm just literally
It was a
CBA
joke.
for you.
Yeah,
I
it was a
literally
joke.
CBA for you,
It
and
was a
you're
joke,
making this. You're making
Okay,
me.
that was I promise. I swear to God, that was the last thing I was going to say. You're not gonna pinky promise me, bro.
So, kill my chain of thought, mate. This is how you make a bad podcast. Train.
You were talking.
I said I'm not enjoying it as much.
Enjoying it.
I think the people in there are not that entertaining yet, and also I don't think they like each other that much. There's no one there that have instantly like bonded, and there's no one there that have instantly like. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, there will be spoilers.
Well,
Love
if
Island.
you haven't seen the first 3 episodes, but spoiler alert, like the only couple that seemed to be getting on, Jake and Liberty,
And then he had that
right
conversation.
at the end, he
with
goes,
you
"Well, I
guys.
don't want to get into it."
Yeah,
And I was like,
that was really weird. I was just about to say.
I was saying during episode 3 that they were my favourite couple until, and then I'm like,
They seemed inseparable actually, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden he goes.
I think the new girl came into the villa. And he's like, oh shit. Or the potential
No.
new girl. No,
No, his guys came into the villa.
yeah, true. Maybe a potential. I don't know. Or maybe he's saying that to cover his back if a new guy comes in. Maybe if a new guy turns her head.
Oh, he's nervous.
He's nervous.
But
Maybe.
I don't think Liberty's going anywhere.
No,
personally.
no, God knows she's in love.
I saw someone post. This is going to be a controversial topic, but I thought, it's a podcast, may as well. It's not even that controversial, and it's probably not even worth talking about. But yeah, I'm going to say it.
Just like remember to talk into your mic. I'm just thinking.
Someone saying like, "Oh, when is there going to be a same-sex couple in Love Island?"
Yeah,
But logistically speaking,
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. They're like, why? They probably say about straight candidates. Surely.
Well, actually, I swear
There was like
Megan-
Megan was bi.
I swear
But
she.
no,
I
it
swear
didn't
she ended
happen.
up.
It didn't happen.
There's potential though, wasn't there?
They started like, yeah, but then I think on the couple up it didn't happen. But because they bring in 5 and 5, if same sex happened, then 2 people would have to be booted, wouldn't they?
Well, but to be fair, that doesn't matter. But it just requires
It
that
doesn't-
then in the future,
They have to bring in extra people.
well, they'd have to either bring in someone that wasn't straight or the 2 have to stay together, or if they break up, then they're both gone anyway. So actually, it does work because
Right,
it's just
yeah.
if you're not in a couple, you go.
But then it's like,
Actually, it
then
completely
2
works. So
people would have to be booted though.
but that's
the thing.
fine.
They're probably, well, I suppose. But
I think
then-
actually the whole situation is that
No, but-
actually there could be, and it doesn't
no,
make a
it's
difference.
not fine because if one person's booted, then that creates the overlap of shit. I've got to get a couple. But if 2 people are booted, then everyone just stays sweet.
Yeah,
And
until
then-
the next recoupling. It
No,
doesn't take-
no, because then there'll be an even people.
No, well then they'll obviously they've got loads of people on standby.
No.
So many
What?
people go out
No,
to New
surely
York
it's
and
all
don't get put
planned.
on the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not planned.
Well, no, because shit like that, they probably. That's what I mean. Like shit happens.
Where did you get that information from?
That's just me. That's common knowledge, bud.
What? They've just got like a waiting room.
Yeah. No, there's like
Yeah,
like the hotel,
No, you're
the
lying.
Love Island hotel. Honestly,
No.
I'm not lying. They'll have.
So it's
people
not
that
like,
could
okay,
potentially come on.
like in Hunger Games when they go, okay, bring on.
No, they're not standing in a little tube getting ready to.
No, not like that. But as in, there's the gamekeepers, like the
No,
playmakers.
because
and
the
they're
thing I
going to
think
bring
is
on-
that they actually, obviously for entertainment, it's entertainment. I think they actually try and bring in the people that could spice it up the most as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So surely, so they just wait and see. And
Yeah,
then
so
go,
they see.
oh, this person.
Like,
might
yeah,
be
exactly. Like if they had like 20 people out
very
back,
aggressive with the knee.
if they had like 20 people out back, and then like one of them was just a boring old sod, and like he literally wouldn't do anything, he's not going to make the cut, mate. I think they need backups.
But yeah, okay, fair. But then, right, it would change the gameplay if 2 people went out. Then there's an even amount of people, because if they're all sweet, even if they're not sweet, they would go, okay, we'll just couple up
Yeah.
anyway. So they have to then be like, oh,
well,
okay,
and
shit, someone else is coming in.
literally until
No, but that forces them to be like,
well, yeah, but that's the whole game. There'll be people coming in until the end of the
I'm
season.
not sure if you're
Mate, there's people coming in like literally like 3 episodes before the last.
yeah, but I'm not sure if you're right in saying that they've just got a group of people.
They 100% do. 100%, mate. They don't have just the capped. Like, think about like 6 more people in Casa Amor. They don't have like the cap amount of people, and then what if one of them falls ill, or what if one of them like they 100% have backups.
Well, then they go out and they bring someone else in.
Yeah, exactly. So they'll have backups, mate.
Yeah, okay, I hadn't thought about that. So they do work.
So it does work, actually. Yeah. So it's actually just down to choice.
I'll tell you why it probably.
It probably from for the past 7 seasons where there hasn't been a same-sex couple, they're probably less likely to apply to the show.
Yeah,
Less
that's like
likely to find love
there's
there.
been this sculpted of like this macho man and like girly girl, isn't there?
Yeah, to some
They are
degree.
like this show is stereotypes.
Yeah.
So that's probably why same sex wouldn't work in that.
Yeah.
But true. But I was always just thinking, if that happened, then the show couldn't go on. But it could.
Oh, the show can always go on, mate. And that's honestly like that's the biz for you. So, but in addition to all this, I started watching Too Hot to Handle the other day, and
I don't even really want to talk about.
no, mate. Okay, I'm gonna drop it in there now, and it's a weird one. It honestly is a weird one. Those of you, everyone knows Too Hot to Handle, the Netflix series that started last year that completely copied Love Island.
Isn't it?
The twist in it is that you lose money. There's a big pool of money, and you lose money every time you do a sexual act, including pleasure yourself.
Oh,
You never watched it?
no, yeah, I did, but I forgot about that.
So like including pleasure yourself, and you
There's just one pool
and you
for
couple up.
everyone.
Yeah, but you couple up, but it's not a coupling. So you choose the. I think they didn't make it outright, but I think it's down to the woman if the girl in the couple can choose who in the bed she wants to sleep in the bed with, providing the guy also wants to. But the guy can't just be like, yeah, I want you to be like. So I saw it in an episode. He was like, so can we share a bed tonight? And she was like, yeah, okay, fine. So then whoever she was in bed with had to get booted just from another random bed. So then he could go in with her.
Every night.
Happens whenever someone wants to change. If everyone's sweet in their couple, then they're fine.
So there's not like sounds less force. It's just sort of
It's the whole thing about it is actually the sex thing. You're not allowed sexual acts.
too hot to handle.
It's too hot to handle, literally. So I watched it last season. I thought it was terrible. Like,
Did you finish it?
No, watched the first like 2 or 3 episodes and then couldn't finish it. Turns out they lost so much money throughout the whole season, and then the last episode, like the hottest couple, had to do a 24-hour challenge or something where they had to like stay in the hideout together for 24 hours, and if they didn't do any acts, they got all their money, 100k back, and they completed
For the group?
for everyone. So it starts with like 100k.
Does everyone split it up evenly? Or?
Yeah, it starts 100k, and then it just all got fucking shot back at them just because they spent 24 hours.
The sexual, that actually adds an interesting spin, which I forgot about.
Yeah. Oh shit! Can I just say something about Love Island that I forgot to say?
By all means, buddy. You're 50-50 on this cast.
I'm gonna go back to talking about Too Hot to Handle because I've got an interesting thing about to say. But
Conversations do tend to work better when you jump back and forth.
yeah, that was poor of me. But I just wanted to say, like, I read about the in Love Island this season, to get on you had to pass a really strong psych test, and I just thought that was nice. I thought that was like a good thing on their show.
You definitely could have waited to the end of your Too Hot to Handle thing.
Okay, jumping back to the Too Hot to Handle thing. So yeah, watched it last season, didn't rate it, sacked it off. Came back this season, started watched the first like 2 episodes last week, and there's something about it, and I was like,
They're attractive.
obviously everyone's attractive. The whole
Okay.
point. The whole point
Something
of the
about
show.
it.
No, so I was watching it. I was like, I don't like this show, but I can't stop watching it. First 2 episodes, stopped watching it. And I spoke to Alfie the other day, who was like, "This season, are you watching it?" I was like, "No," and he's like, "It's Moorish. Honestly, it's Moorish." I was like, "Why?" So then I went back last night, watched episode 3 of Love Island, and for some reason really wanted to watch more Love Island, but obviously there's no Love Island out. So I got into bed and watched the next episode of Too Hot to Handle, and I was like, "Shit, this is good."
Why? Beefy?
So basically,
lovey?
everyone's
sexual?
way more emotional. There's people from all across the world. So there's people from London. There's a girl from New York. There's a French guy. Everyone's got thick French accent.
Oui,
There's
oui.
people with like very different like cultures in there, and this like really sort of like loud, sassy New Yorker, and I don't know. It who's like really passionate, and the French guy's really
Equal boys and girls, is there?
yeah.
Do they bring in and bring out?
I don't actually know. I think it might be the same. But like the French guy's really like passionate, and he's like, she upset me and by doing this, and it's like 2 episodes in.
How did he say it?
No, I can't do it.
Come on.
No, mate, I can't do it. Anyway, it's like 3 episodes in, and she's like, I'm gonna get another guy in my bed to try and make him jealous, and it's very like, it's very intense the whole way through. And then there's like, Cam and Emily, who are like these 2 British couple. That like Cam's a bit of a bad boy. Emily's
From London.
Emily's from London. I don't know where Cam's from. Anyway, so much sexual tension, mate. Out of the 10 rule breaks, they've done 5 of them.
What are they?
All kinds. They
So
kissed.
it's not tension, it's
There's like
sexual
it's
acts.
literally like heavy petting and everything. Like, so they kissed. Cam had to go off on like the 3rd day and have a wank because he was like, otherwise I can't handle sleeping in the bed with her. So he had to go for a wank, and then that deducted 2k. The 2k wank.
How do they know?
The cameras everywhere.
Even
like,
when they're having a fucking wank.
yeah, so the camera into the shower, he has his back turned, and obviously they don't show it, but everything.
What
is
about
shown.
like on the shitter? Surely they can't video you on the shitter.
I don't know. No, mate. Like, so they were then their test to get 10k back for the rest of the house. Cam and Emily had to have a night in the hideaway, and it fucking shows. It has like emojis over like areas, but she's led there doing this whilst he's just in between her legs watching her. And then they get like,
you see it?
Well, and there's an emoji over it, and you're like, holy shit!
No wonder it's Moorish, buddy.
It's so intense. But the thing about it is that everyone's very like, not passionate as in about the sex, but passionate about everything. Like they get pissed, they get pissed, they get happy, they get like, honestly, all about. And for me,
have to give this a watch.
there's more entertainment in it because, like I was saying, Love Island this year, I feel like they're bland and there's no like emotion between all of them. So that's why I was quite liking it.
Okay. Well, no, mate, you quite liking it because how big are the emojis?
Mate, you can't see anything. You can't
see anything.
Well, no, you can't see anything if you're trying to see something. You won't be able to see.
Well, what do you think
thing.
I'm trying to like? I don't know what.
I don't know because you're sort of talking about the emoji area. So if you want to see a male genital whilst he's rubbing it, you won't be seeing that.
Not that one.
A female genital.
Well, if it's there, I
You
wouldn't not
won't
look at it if it's there.
Well, I'm telling you now, you can't see it.
You can't see it.
No.
It was clearly something for you to come on and speak about. So,
Well, that was just an example of how different it is to Love Island.
how long did they show
Like
it for?
a second, mate. It's
Oh,
not
a second. More like what speed was she going?
I'm not going to talk about it anymore. But what I was just
What's
going
the
to say,
mood?
what I was
What's
just
the
going to
mood
say
there?
is that Alfie was right. It is Moorish. I quite like it.
Oh, yeah, well,
And for those of you who think that Too Hot to Handle is worse than Love Island, give this season a go. They've just got the right people on it.
What you think is better than Love Island?
I wouldn't say it could be on par at the moment. Like I'm excited to watch the next episode. Whereas last season I didn't even give it a go.
Well, should we just do a viewing actually for
Should
the
we
rest of the podcast?
I could just sit here.
I actually okay. I'll give it a go. How about? Is that what you wanted to hear?
I don't care if you give it a go. It was just conversational because we're doing a podcast. We have to talk.
Is that what I heard you watching this morning? Actually, all that moaning, was that coming from the phone, or the heavy breathing? Oh, did they have the sound effects of the guy in the shower as well?
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
We do this thing where we basically walk in on each other, having wanks.
Oscar, mate. There's like that's have some taste about you, bud.
What?
Have some fucking taste about you.
It was. It wasn't like we do this thing. It's just he basically drops me a Snapchat, and he goes,
Bud,
"Don't walk in on me right now."
winky face.
Winky face.
Do not.
Yeah. I'm not gonna fist bump that, mate. I don't like seeing you have a wank.
Spec.
I don't like it.
It's fucking jolting every time. Sorry if that was wobbling.
Floorboards.
Floorboard wobbling.
Luca decided to rip up his carpet, as you've seen before.
Looks way better.
Okay. I had a dream last night. A super vivid dream that I like wasn't. It was just me going about day-to-day life, and like I was like this. Oh, this thing, and it's in the back of my throat, like a tickle. So I can't get rid of it, and I have to keep going and like properly like trying to cough to get rid of it. And then it occurred to me, I was like, oh my god, I've got the COVID cough. And I was like, fuck, what do I do? I've just been coughing around the house. And I woke up and no tickle or anything. And I realised it must have been a dream.
Is that what COVID cough is?
Well, so apparently not anymore. Well, one of the old symptoms of COVID was a cough, yeah? So I was like, fuck, I've got COVID. And then I go down this morning and Mum goes, no, it's the new variant, there's no cough involved. So I don't have COVID. But even if I was coughing in my sleep, it's not COVID.
But would the COVID cough a constant tickle that you can get rid of? Because that sounds like living hell to me.
Well, I guess that's what a cough is, isn't it?
No.
Well, what is a cough then?
Well, a cough could be a tickle, then you go, and then it goes.
Well, yeah, exactly. But if you've got a constantly cough...
Well, as long as the cough could get rid of the tickle, then I'm fine with it. But the way you described it was that the cough couldn't get rid of the tickle.
Yeah, it couldn't really. But that's why...
that would be hell to me. It's like having an itch that you
if
can't
someone's
itch,
got,
that would be...
Well, if someone's got a continuous cough, it's probably because the cough isn't doing what it's supposed to do.
Well, no, it could be, but the tickle comes back.
Okay, so... it's fine. And then tickles again.
Yeah, I'd rather that. 100% rather that.
Okay. But that is all a cough is, isn't it? It's just a tickle in the back of the throat.
Yeah, mate. Yes, you're right. What you said at the beginning was that it was like a cough that a tickle that physically
I couldn't
didn't
go. It physically didn't go.
Well, yeah, that's
much
horrible.
as I tried.
Mate. That's horrible.
Yeah, well, maybe it was a nightmare actually.
Well,
hey, actually, speaking of nightmares, I was deleting some clearing some space on my phone, and I came across like a 3-minute video in pitch black the other day, and it was me who had woken up at like fucking 3-4 a.m. in the morning, and I had the most bizarre dream that I had to just speak it into my video because
a couple of them had
I couldn't believe the dream.
I feel you.
And I said that because I wanted to remember it, but I've had no worries about remembering it. I remember every detail because it was that bizarre. By far the weirdest dream.
What was
it?
it?
It was a nightmare, in fact.
You know when like someone tells you their dream and you're like it's only enjoyable for the person who had the dream. Like
I can
a lot of the time.
I can try really hard to make it interesting.
I quite like to listen to it, but is it interesting for a podcast to just listen to your dream?
It is a fucking weird dream.
Okay, go.
So
Can you just not be slow about it?
okay. Well, I can try and engage you if you want.
I would probably rather that than you trying to not engage me, I suppose.
Okay. So where do I start? So like it was pissing it down rain. We were on this
If you say one more time, I'm actually going to ask you to stop. There's one thing that you do a lot of the time, even though when you're not even trying to, you say a lot.
Oh, what do you want me to say?
Just don't say it. Just don't say it.
Just you want me to
just talk. You don't have to have.
Well, I'm thinking, Gav. Is that
You
care?
always start with how are you doing, guys? Just start with how are you doing, guys? Do you know what I mean?
What, Gav? I'm just thinking. Okay. How about we play a game that every time you say I'm allowed to slap you in the face? How about that?
Okay.
What word didn't you want me to say?
Continue, mate.
So, pissing it down.
We're gonna have to try a lot harder than that, buddy.
We were on a Top Gear track.
Okay.
Like, Top Gear track, piss it down rain. The Top Gear crew, the old Top Gear crew, Jeremy Clarkson, that. And bearing in mind, I don't watch Top Gear. Never have, really. I've watched a few episodes.
Yeah.
It doesn't interest me at all.
It's actually quite funny.
It's quite funny, but, like, when everyone used to watch it when they were younger, like, you didn't get the jokes. And, like, that, like, everyone was... It was a massive thing in, like, primary school. Our primary school friends would be like, oh, my God, I love Top Gear. Like, there's no way you understood the jokes. We would just say, like, we don't get it, because it's an adult thing.
Just quickly, I saw one of the funniest Top Gear clips I've seen. I don't know. Like you said, you didn't understand it back then, but now I'm watching back clips and I think
now
it's
it's funny,
quite entertaining. Richard Hammond got up on stage and went... like,
what did he say?
Richard Hammond got up on stage and said,
went,
like... he went like, no, I laughed. I went, I laughed.
Okay.
He said he was doing the award presentation for TV presenters' best flirts, like best flirting on television or something. He was like, first goes to James May with his yeah, okay, fine. Fuck, no, I don't want you to slap me, but
okay. Well, how about a fucking?
But this is because I'm trying to recite something.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm trying to recite something. Just grow the fuck up.
Well, don't.
It was
James May then. How about that?
It was just, and they just cut scenes. It was, they broke down inside the road, and these two girls came up to, I think Jeremy broke down. So these two girls came up to him, and they were relatively attractive. And James and Jeremy got out of the car and started talking to him about it. He was like, whatever. And James parks up behind him, and by now Richard and Jeremy are talking to these girls.
I think I've seen this.
And it's like 2 and 2, and James comes up behind them like this, and it cuts into this clip, and it was award for best presenter flirting on television. And he's like this at the back, like in his pockets, and he's got his hands in his pockets. He's got a bit of a smile. He just goes, and it goes silent. And the clip, he just goes, "Hello." And behind them was there talking, and Richard and Jeremy are like, and then it just cuts back to the studio, and James Richard Hammond is pissing himself, and James just goes, "You always have to start with hello," and it was just funny because
I saw one. It was like. They were abroad somewhere in like markets, and the people were selling
everyone's
fake
seen that one.
watches.
Do you want to continue the dream?
Fucking bitch. So we're on a Top Gear track, pissing down rain, man. Like so our whole family was there, the 5 of us, and the Top Gear crew, specifically Jeremy Clarkson. I don't know what it is about him. And we were going around the track. Jeremy went around the track, and we're next to this gushing river, like white water. Because of all the rain, and he was going down the track, went around the corner. The car literally like went up onto its wheels as he ran around the corner and took off into the river. So like this is the track, the river next to it. Took off into the river. Shit. Okay, so we must have then followed, or we were also in cars. Also went into the river. I don't know if we did it to save him or if we also fell in. But the whole point was we shouldn't have been driving on the track. It was basically flooded, like. Water planes, you know what that is? Yeah, happening all over the place. So we go into the river, and we managed to get onto this bank. I don't think No, It's not Jeremy Clarkson. Jeremy Clarkson was on the track, but it was Tobey Maguire who was driving it. Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, yeah? Tobey Maguire, this is unrelated to the story, but it was also in the dream. He got his first gig as an actor, and Tobey Maguire's the first Spider-Man, by the way. He got shot on set, and he goes, "What the fuck?"
Yes, you told me about
What
that.
the fuck? I've been shot on set. And it was his first gig. He didn't know like that actors actually got shot. And the director's like, "Yeah, grow up. You're an actor now. You get shot, like whatever." And he has to, and then so he's sort of like, actors are invincible on set. And I think that's probably maybe what prompted him to go around this corner so fast or whatever, because he realised he's now invincible. But so he was there definitely, but I don't know in the river. I think we must have lost him. So there's the 5 of us. We managed to get onto this bank. My family, mum, dad, Luke, and me. Our sister Alina. Up on this bank. Time passed, like shit scared. What do we do? There's water going everywhere, white water everywhere, and all of a sudden we get to this thing, there's a sort of big sheer face, and then like blankets, and what we could see was loads of like exercise balls and soft things, and then a blanket like over the top of it, if you can imagine. So super soft, squidgy, safe thing to go on, right? It was huge. And then next to it was this sort of patio. Went up onto the patio, a display of drawings of all these different types of mushrooms, and we realised it was super like this like hippie area where basically loads of people did like magic mushrooms, right? And it was telling you all the mushrooms, like
What made them magic?
hallucinogenic mushrooms, the drug ones, and they were telling you these are the best ones for this, these are like this, you're good, you do blah blah blah. This is what makes them good, this is what makes them bad, and Dad managed to climb up or something, and then so next to it, where all these exercise balls were with the blanket, there was a black spiral staircase which goes up onto it, right? And Dad goes up. He's like, "We're safe. We're finally safe because it's a safe place to be. We're like, get out there. We'll call someone." And so he goes up there or something, and then there's a computer on the patio, and I think one of us is on the computer, trying to get help or something. And then all of a sudden, everything's like shuts down, or like everything suddenly got really, really scary. Like I was scared, and it basically came up with this message that we had now been captured by the dark web, and it was like we're now slaves to the dark web because we'd gone onto this like safe area. Like it was terrifying for some reason.
That is terrifying.
And I think there was more to it. So I was chatting large earlier when I said I remembered it, but
Well, you could have just played the whole video.
it would have been done quicker, wouldn't it?
It would have been done quicker. But to be fair, dreams are one thing that have always fucking fascinated me. Ever since I was young, I've had a dream log on my phone because I just.
Why was Tobey Maguire in it?
Well,
and the dark web and magic mushrooms, like what?
Well, this is what I'm about to talk about. Instead of just questioning this, instead of just repeating your dream again, let's talk about dreams in general. I just feel like, well, wasn't it Freud said that unlocks your unconscious when you're dreaming, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he's been proved wrong since.
Yeah, but has it been proven wrong?
I think a lot of people discredit Freud's work.
Well, when we were in psychology, there was a psychologist called Sigmund Freud. Most people have heard of the name, and he said that the only way your mind was made up like an iceberg, and the unconscious mind was the large amount of your brain, of your mind, was inaccessible to you, and you could only access it through what he said was dreaming or a Freudian slip, which is when you accidentally say something out of the blue, or like midway through a sentence you're like, hold on, why did I say that?
Yeah, but I like sex. I think
okay, yeah, but I like the idea of I like the idea of dreams unlocking it because I like the idea of dreams having more significance than what people let them have to be.
For sure.
But I don't know whether they do.
No,
but
I don't think
a lot of people say that it's just relaying the information that you saw in the day. But did you see something about the dark? Well, you could have seen something about Tobey Maguire that day.
Maybe Tobey Maguire. I've never been in contact with magic mushrooms, and the only thing about dark web was the one horror movie, Unfriended Dark Web, which is probably one of the. I found that really scary.
And well,
but I hadn't watched it any time soon, near that.
Then I suppose, to be honest, you could argue that actually it was quite a conscious dream.
Well, yeah, you could. But I've got something to say about
thinking about
mushrooms.
Okay.
I saw a really funny TikTok about mushrooms, which was executed poorly.
Did you just kill off the conversation about dreams then?
Okay, carry on about dreams.
What I just said.
Well, you're gonna make me fall asleep in dreaming if you keep talking about dreams.
I'm just fascinated by this.
Okay.
I have a dream log, and I think
Luca likes dreams.
for fuck's sake, mate. I honestly do this again. I'm never doing a podcast.
Go on, say it. Go.
Can I just say about because I was going to lead on to the idea of if it being something you relayed of your day,
Mm-hmm.
it would make sense because the other day I had a dream and it was a full on. Apparently, I was in bed. No, like
What dream apparently?
well, I was told, and I was like shouting, moving, and everything. I had to drive to my old work, HomeSense, to tell them I couldn't make my shift, but I drove all the way to them and said I can't work today. And as I walked into the office, Britney Spears and her dad was in the office, and my manager at work, the manager and the dad, and were deciding what to do with Britney Spears. And I was like, Britney needs to be freed. So I was like, hold on. And then the dad, my manager was like, no, she's not safe. Like, as in, she's a danger to society because she said, she used the words, I'm like, you're scary. No, I'm scary when I'm still or something. And because she said that statement, she was a danger to society. And the manager was like, no, she said that she's scary when she's still. But it was actually my manager making up that she said this. And I was like, oh, fuck. She said that? Turned around, started walking out the door. And my mind was going like fucking like Sherlock Holmes in his mind palace. And I turned around and I shouted, standing still isn't scary. And the manager and the dad was like, no. Because I just broke the case and Britney was free. And I just broke the case.
Gone red.
It was so weird.
Did you say that in your sleep?
I think I was like mumbling and I was like, ugh. Like it was so intense for me. Like I just freed Britney. It was so weird. But we had been speaking about Britney Spears that day. So
Okay. Next time if I say I want to say a dream, don't just be like, I also want to say a dream, okay? Because now we've listened to 2 dreams and you're the one that said listen to someone's dreams boring.
mine was a lot quicker. And you got more of a response out of it. You laughed.
The funny TikTok I saw about mushrooms, if we're going to relay back to me speaking about mushrooms earlier on.
Yeah, shoot, man.
I think it was poorly executed, but the joke I thought was really funny. So it was like a girl being girl and God. And it was like she was playing both roles. She was like, walking along the forest. She's like, oh my God, that looks like so tasty. Can I eat that? God, can I eat that? And he goes, yeah, you can. And it's like, well, hold on. Wait, why did you start it like that? Why wouldn't I be able to eat that? And he's like, well, I just made some of them really, really dangerous. But I think that was fine. And then she's like, well, hold on. What do you mean? Well, some of them might kill you, and then some of them might like make you see shit. But then some of them are absolutely fine. And she was like, well, and that is just funny, isn't it?
That is funny. Actually. I like that.
Because what a bizarre, like, do you know what I mean? That's
like
just
God just
that
works
ain't-
in mysterious ways, doesn't he?
That to me is like that ain't creation, is it?
Well,
That can he be creation, or maybe it was creation and then mutation? How about that?
yeah, worked hand in hand. Probably more likely, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe actually.
But also, why could be part of creation, couldn't it? Because I mean, there's a lot of evil in the world. So why all of a sudden a mushroom that's growing? Why can't that be evil?
Yeah, okay, but to the monotheistic Christian viewpoint of what God is, that ain't creation.
Why?
Because I don't want to get into the discussion about God on this podcast at the end of just after speaking about a girl strumming herself on Too Hot to Handle.
Mate, that's the Hoton's podcast for you.
But because Christianity paints God as a omniscient, omnipotent, and omnibenevolent person, being, and if he was omnibenevolent, he's not going to make 2 mushrooms that look pretty much exactly the same. One might kill you, one might be tasty in a little tagliatelle with some chicken.
Yeah, but he made the tree in the Garden of Eden, and it was all about temptation and not allowed to eat it. Maybe it's another test on planet Earth for the rest of the humanity.
I think wasn't that like he had to do that to give them free will?
He did that to test their
But he sort of has to be like, there's your get out clause. There's like, you have got free will. Like it's like I would rather you bow down to me and whatever, but there is that. If
the
you
pure like fact that there's so much evil in the world, and there are humans that are born evil, whatever. Surely that Christians also believe that God, in a loving way, put evil on earth. Otherwise, there's no explanation. They have to believe that. Otherwise, they can't.
I don't think evil and a poisonous mushroom come under the same header. You're trying to broaden it too much. I don't really want to get into a discussion too much about God. Yeah. Hey, if you're still here and you want to hear us chat about God and religion, we'll do it in a future request. Yeah, because we could do it for quite a while.
Potentially. Well, I feel like we've got quite a similar view on it though, so it's sort of.
We're also very fascinated on the topic.
Yeah,
we both did it like through school and stuff. So, if that's something that you want to hear. But to be honest, it's also something that I don't know if I want to talk about.
Yeah, sure. It gets me all like this.
Yeah, it does get you like that,
and I hate watching it when I'm talking. Yeah,
it does get you like that. And you go, but
yeah, I don't really like the way I am when I talk about it. So,
right. So basically,
that could be it.
That could be it.
I actually enjoyed this.
We had that plan as a backup, but we didn't really need it, did we?
No, I mean not at all. In fact, because you spent half of it talking about a dream.
So basically, if you made it here, which bit did you like hearing about the most? Emojis covering a girl fingering herself. Luca's dreaming about Britney Spears, or God. Which bit did you like the most? How are we going to title this one, buddy? Love Island,
dreaming, and God.
Fucking hell.
But just
nailed it.
Just to let you know, like if you have any advice for us on this podcast, please let us know and just comment down below shit that you think we could change, adapt, talk about, anything, because we're open to it. Thank you for coming. If you liked it, please actually leave a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, subscribe. We really appreciate all of you. We are getting hoodies in the pipeline. Just stay patient with us because they're cool, and we just need to get around to it.
Oh, and also, I can't remember. It was another pod. I can't remember who they were now, but they said something nice about us on their podcast. So shout out to them just for that. You see what I did?
Yeah, kind of, although they didn't really say anything nice about us either. Like
they did. Well, they said that we were really like them, and
we were like them and didn't have a clue what we were saying. That's what they said.
They found it funny. But either way, anyway, shout out Fellas Podcast, just for using our content and not tagging us, and then using us in your thumbnail and not tagging us. So you did know our name. When it got round to the thumbnail, they did know our name.
Mate, why are you getting salty about it?
I'm not salty, buddy. Just would have been nice, wouldn't it? It's a nice t-shirt, by the way. Anyway,
yeah.
Peace and love. Arrivederci.
Thanks
for stopping by. Arrivederci. Mwah.